Hey, lovely, can we talk for a second? Just you and me? Because I want to let you in on something most women don't realize. Something subtle, yet wildly powerful. It's about the kind of influence you already have. You just might not be using it to its full potential. You see, when women think about attraction, they often focus on the big, obvious things. Body language, the right outfit, being hot or mysterious. But let me tell you this, sometimes what captures a man's mind, what stays with him long after the moment is over, isn't anything loud or in your face. It's the little things, the unexpected things, the things that feel effortless but speak volumes. And one of those things is your lips. Not just for kissing, not just for talking, but for the message they send when you're not even saying a word. And think about it. Your lips are one of the most emotionally expressive, sensual parts of your body. And yet most people underestimate them. They rush, they talk too fast, they kiss without presence, they smile without intention. And in doing that, they miss the moment where real connection, real tension, and real attraction is created. But when you slow it all down, when you become aware of how you use your lips, everything changes. A simple smile becomes a magnet. A kiss becomes a memory. A pause in your words becomes a game of seduction. Your lips become a language of their own, one that speaks to a man's most primal instincts. I'm going to walk you through 5 incredibly powerful ways to use your lips that drive men absolutely wild. Not because you're being overly sexual, but because you're being intentional. You're playing the quiet game that only confident, magnetic women know how to play. And the best part, any woman can do this. It's not about your lip size, your looks, or your makeup. It's about how you show up in the moment. So, if you're ready to unlock this subtle superpower, let's dive in. Because once you know how to do this, you'll never see his reaction the same way again. There's something incredibly powerful about a smile that isn't rushed, a smile that doesn't come from nervousness or people-pleasing, but from confidence, intention, and playfulness. It's not the kind of smile you give when you're trying to be polite or fit in. It's the kind of smile that says, I know who I am, and I'm enjoying this moment. Most women don't realize just how magnetic that kind of smile can be to a man. It's subtle, almost effortless, and yet it lands with so much impact because it's rare. We live in a world of fast talk, quick interactions, and short attention spans. Everyone's in a hurry to be impressive, to say the right thing, to make a big impression. But the woman who slows it down, who holds back just a little, who lets her smile unfold gradually like a slow exhale, that's the woman who lingers in a man's mind long after the conversation ends. That kind of smile isn't just about your lips curving, it's about the energy behind it. It's the way you hold eye contact for an extra second before the smile starts to form. It's the pause between your thought and your expression. It's the sense that you're not trying to win him over, you're enjoying yourself and letting him in on the moment. That kind of smile makes him feel like you know something he did, like there's a secret just beneath the surface, and he wants to be the one who gets to uncover it. It builds curiosity, it creates tension, and tension is the birthplace of desire. The beauty of this move is that it's not about being seductive in the obvious way. It's not trying too hard. It's actually the opposite. It's rooted in your own grounded feminine energy. It's the kind of smile you give when you're completely present. When you're not thinking ahead, not evaluating how he sees you, but simply feeling the moment and letting that feeling reach your lips. Men notice that. Even if they can't name it, they feel it. That kind of presence is intoxicating because it makes them feel like they're being seen, not in a performance, but in a shared moment of genuine connection. And here's what's even more powerful. That slow, intentional smile works just as much in silence as it does during conversation. When you listen to him speak and let your smile form slowly as you take him in, you're doing something most women don't do. You're making him feel seen and desired without ever needing to say it. That moment creates an emotional imprint. It's disarming. It makes him feel special. And at the same time, it lets him know you're not trying to impress him, you're enjoying him. That difference changes everything. That's what makes a man chase you, not just physically, but emotionally, not just for attention, but for presence. And once you've mastered that kind of smile, it becomes your silent superpower. There's something about a woman who knows how to use the tone of her voice, not to be loud, not to dominate the space, but to draw someone in. A woman who understands the power of speaking softly, intentionally, and with a hint of mystery. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. She knows that sometimes the most magnetic thing you can do is lower it. The whisper soft voice isn't about being fake or putting on some breathy over-the-top tone. It's about slowing down, speaking just a little more gently, creating an atmosphere where a man feels like you talking just to him. When you do that, when your voice drops just slightly, when your pace becomes more intimate, it forces him to lean in. And the second you get a man to lean in, you've already created tension. Most women underestimate the power of silence and softness. They think they need to be charismatic, entertaining, upbeat. And while there's a place for that, the truth is, men are more drawn in by the contrast. When everything in the world is loud, fast, and attention hungry, the woman who speaks softly becomes unforgettable because her voice makes the space around her feel different, calmer, warmer, more seductive. And it's not about being overtly sexual. It's about being present. It's about showing that you're not trying to rush anything, that you're in control of the moment. You create stillness. And in that stillness, a man's mind begins to focus on you, on your words, on the subtle way your lips move, on the rhythm of your breath. It's hypnotic. And he doesn't even know it's happening. The most irresistible conversations don't come from shouting or impressing. They come from creating emotional intimacy. That whisper soft tone does more than make you sound sexy. It makes you feel safe to him. It feels like permission to let his guard down, to step out of performance mode and just be. Because if you're speaking softly, it signals that you're not looking for attention. You're inviting connection. And that kind of energy, it's rare, it's grounding, and it's addictive. Let me say this, it's not about being quiet all the time. It's about knowing when to use this, when you're telling him something you want him to really hear, when you want to shift the mood, when you're leaning in closer, when there's a pause in the conversation and you want to bring it back with a little emotional electricity. That's when you soften your voice and watch everything change. And the more comfortable you become with your own stillness, the more power you hold. A man may forget the exact words you said, but he will never forget how your voice made him feel like he was the only one in the room, like there was nowhere else he'd rather be. That's the power of the whisper. And once you learn how to own that moment, he won't just be listening, he'll be hooked. There's a certain magic in the way a woman touches her own lips. It's not loud, it's not overt, but it's impossible to ignore when done with intention. One of the most unexpectedly seductive moves a woman can make, the kind that flips a quiet switch in a man's mind, is something as simple as the way she bites or presses her lips. Now, I don't mean biting your lip like some exaggerated movie scene. I mean those tiny, authentic, almost subconscious moments where you catch your lower lip between your teeth while you're thinking, when you're listening intently, or even when you're playfully holding back a smile. That little move, when done at the right time, creates a spike of intrigue. Why? Because it suggests there's a whole internal world happening behind your expression. It's sensual without being sexual. It's playful without being childish. And most importantly, it sends a signal that you are aware of the moment, aware of your body, and in complete control of your own feminine energy. It's that moment that tells a man, I'm feeling something right now, and I'm not giving you all of it, but I'm letting you see just enough. That's where the obsession begins, because men aren't captivated by what's handed to them. They're captivated by what's revealed slowly through subtle layers. The deliberate bite isn't about seducing him outright. It's about teasing the idea that there's more going on beneath the surface. And that's what gets him hooked. Think about this. When you're mid-conversation and your eyes soften, your lips part just slightly, and you gently press your teeth into your lower lip while he's talking or making you laugh, it's disarming. It's a non-verbal way of saying, I'm enjoying this. I'm thinking, I'm feeling. And that's what draws him closer. It creates a visual cue that feels intimate, even if nothing has happened physically yet. And the real power, it doesn't require words. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to overperform. You just have to be present. Let the moment unfold. Let the reaction come naturally. And when that bite happens, not out of force, but out of awareness, it becomes a memory. It imprints on him. He might not even realize why, but he'll replay that 1 second in his mind long after you've left. Because it wasn't just hot, it was honest. It was a moment where your body spoke without effort. And that kind of effortless sensuality, that's what men remember. That's what makes them chase, not because you gave too much, but because you gave just enough. And once you understand the impact of something as simple as that one move, you'll realize that the most powerful kind of attraction is the kind that happens when you're not trying at all. A kiss is often misunderstood. People think it's just a lead into something more, a gateway to intimacy. But what they miss is that a kiss, when done with purpose, can be the moment that seals the emotional and physical bond. A purposeful kiss isn't rushed. It's not sloppy or routine. It's deliberate. It's present. And more than anything, it communicates. It says, I see you, I want you, and I'm not afraid to savor this moment. You'd be amazed how many men walk through the world starved of this kind of connection. Not because they aren't desired, but because so many kisses feel mechanical or expected. But the woman who knows how to kiss with intention, she's unforgettable. She slows everything down. She doesn't kiss like she's checking a box. She kisses like it's the whole point. Like it's the reward, not just the warm-up. She makes it about exploration, not expectation. She reads his breathing, his pace, the way his hands react to her touch. And she responds in a way that makes him feel like time just stopped. That's what makes a man wild. Not just the act itself, but the emotional tension and presence behind it. A purposeful kiss doesn't need to be dramatic. Sometimes it's the gentleness that drives him crazy. The way your lips just barely brush his before pulling back. The way you linger near him without committing to the full kiss just yet, building that delicious sense of anticipation. Or the way you look at him right before the kiss, letting your eyes say everything your mouth hasn't. That pause, that space between wanting and taking, that's where obsession is born. Because men are visual and sensory creatures, yes, but they're also emotional, even if they don't always admit it. A kiss like that, one that makes him feel chosen, seen, and completely consumed, it bypasses logic and speaks straight to his instincts. He won't even be able to explain it. He'll just know that you kiss differently, that when your lips touched his, it wasn't just physical, it was personal. You took your time, you felt it. And that alone sets you apart from every other woman he's kissed without thinking. It's not about being the best kisser in some technical sense. It's about being there, all in, not distracted, not performative, just real. And when a man feels that kind of emotional electricity from something as simple as a kiss, he'll keep coming back, not just for your body, but for the feeling that only you seem to create. Because let's be honest, in a world full of fast, forgettable moments, the woman who turns a kiss into an experience, She becomes the one he fantasizes about. She becomes the standard he secretly holds everyone else against. That's the power of a purposeful kiss, and it's yours to own. There is nothing more captivating than a woman who knows how to tease, not in a manipulative way, but in a playful, connected, emotionally aware way. The kind of tease that makes a man feel excited, seen, and slightly off balance in the best possible way. Because teasing, when done right, is not about withholding affection. It's about creating a game of anticipation, a rhythm, a back and forth that keeps things alive and electric. Most people think teasing is about being coy or mysterious for the sake of ego, but the truth is, the most powerful kind of teasing is intimate. It says, I know you want me, I know I want you, and I'm enjoying this moment before we rush into anything. And that's irresistible. Men crave that playful tension. It stirs something in them. It makes them feel like they're dancing with someone who's emotionally alive, someone who's not just giving themselves away, but inviting them to earn each moment. And what makes this work so well is that it's rooted in confidence. A woman who teases with intention isn't afraid to be seen. She's not afraid of the space between words, or the silence between kisses, or the look that lingers just a little too long. She thrives in that space because she knows she doesn't need to prove her worth. She is the moment. A playful tease can come in a whisper when he leans in and you pull back with a smile. It can be the way you let your fingers brush his arm, only to walk away a second later, leaving him wondering what just happened. It's the glint in your eye when you say something cheeky, then look away like you're not going to explain it. These aren't big, dramatic gestures. They're subtle. Almost nothing. But they drive him crazy because they activate the part of his brain that wants to chase, to pursue, to decode. And in a world where so many interactions are linear and predictable, a woman who understands the power of flirtatious tension becomes unforgettable. Teasing isn't about control, it's about presence. It's about reading the room, knowing when he's leaning in emotionally and then gently pulling back just enough to keep that spark alive. It's about showing that you enjoy the journey as much as the destination. And when you do that, when you become the woman who turns the in-between moments into magic, he won't be able to get enough of you. Because you're not just another woman trying to impress him. You're the experience he didn't know he was missing. You're the one who makes connection fun again. And that, more than any one thing you wear, say, or do, is what makes you unforgettable. The playful tease is your invitation to be bold, feminine, and in control, not by overpowering him, but by making the moment feel alive. When you master that, you won't just hold his attention, you'll live in his mind, rent-free. So here's the truth most people never tell you. Being sexually irresistible isn't about being the most experienced person in the room. It's not about memorizing some list of tricks or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being present. It's about owning your energy, your body, and your voice in a way that makes a man feel like the moment with you is different than anything he's ever experienced before. Whether it's the way you kiss with purpose, tease with playful confidence, whisper with softness, or connect with your eyes before your hands ever touch, what makes you unforgettable isn't what you do, it's how you make him feel. That's the kind of attraction that lingers. That's the kind of connection he goes home thinking about. That's what turns interest into obsession. But this doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts with the relationship you have with yourself. When you begin to tap into your own sensuality, when you stop second guessing whether you're too much or not enough and start trusting your own power, everything shifts. Men feel that. They sense that energy and it becomes magnetic. So if you take anything from this today, let it be this. Your power doesn't come from chasing him, pleasing him, or trying to impress him. It comes from owning your presence, from showing up fully and unapologetically as you. Now, if you're ready to deepen that power, to step into your confidence, not just in the bedroom, but in your dating life, your communication, your relationships, then don't stop here. I want you to take this energy and build on it. Practice being in your body. Speak slower, look longer, tease more, kiss with purpose. And most of all, trust that the right man will not only be drawn to that, he'll crave it. If this spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, share your favorite takeaway, and tell me what's one way you plan to bring more intention into your sensuality this week. And if you want more deep dives like this, more tools, more real talk, more strategy, make sure you're subscribed, because this is just the beginning. You're not just attractive, you're unforgettable, and it's time you owned it.